Hey guys, it's me Jasmine for today's video. I have a non-spoilery book review for The Glittering Court by Richelle Mead. I was sent this book by Penguin Teen in exchange for an honest review, so let's get right into it. This is the first book in a new companion series Richelle Mead has out. This book actually came out on April 5th, and the companion series itself is very interesting. I actually love this concept. Each book in this series is actually going to be shown through a different perspective. So in this book, we follow our main character named Adelaide. Adelaide is a high-class noblewoman. She is from Osfrida, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not positive, but Osfrida for me I sort of imagine as like Elizabethan England. Anyway, she is this noble woman and she actually has to go into an arranged marriage because her family doesn't have a lot of money, but instead of doing that she decides to pretend to be her servant and run away to the Glittering Court. The Glittering Court is a school where more impoverished girls go and get changed into upper class women, and those ladies from the Glittering Court actually gets transported from Osfrida to the new world, Adoria. In Adoria, the Glittering Court ladies will get married off and sort of live the higher class life they wish they lived in the other country, Osfrida. I'm sorry, I am butchering that country's name. I don't know why I cannot pronounce it. So we do follow Adelaide as she goes on this epic journey and she kind of goes into something completely new from anything she knew in her life. And I think that was sort of interesting to see, and I actually really did enjoy this book. I gave this book a 3.25 out of 5 stars. I know that is so exact and so specific, but I do want to say some points about exactly why I gave that rating. So first things first, the characters. For me, these characters weren't absolutely amazing, but I didn't hate them. I think they were very average, and I think the thing about it was I felt I didn't connect solely with them. The thing about this book is it takes place during a 1.5 year time period, which is such a hard thing to do because we are constantly fast forwarding a couple of months in a span of a chapter, and I feel like we lose so much time with those characters and we miss that development, which was why I felt I didn't exactly connect with them all the way. This book is definitely split into 3 parts. I think part 1 for me was actually my favorite. I think it was a lot more gripping and I really enjoyed the characters and how they interacted, and I felt more connected with them. Between part 1 and part 2 we sort of fast forward, and that's where I felt things sort of slowed down a little bit, but then when part 2 switched to part 3 they kind of got a lot better and things started to pick up again. What I'm trying to say is this book started off really fast, really picking up, and then it did slow down a little bit in the middle, but then it picked up towards the end. The next thing I want to say is the world itself. I think the world was really interesting and I loved the whole idea about this novel being set upon, but I did feel like the world building sort of lacked in certain scenes and certain parts with certain world aspects, and I feel like that definitely affected my rating. When I described this series, I mentioned the fact that each book in this series is going to be shown through a different perspective, which I'm actually really excited to see. I know exactly what characters she is going to be choosing. Each book actually is a standalone, sort of. I think that's what I read online. I think she described it that you don't have to read every book in the trilogy, but if you want to get the full picture you surely can, and that's definitely what I'm going to do because I do feel like I missed some things just seeing the story from Adelaide's perspective. This is actually the second book I have read by Richelle Mead. I read Vampire Academy and this book, and actually that is it, but I know I'm going to be finishing the Vampire Academy series soon, and I know I'm actually going to be continuing on with this series because I did have a lot of fun reading this book nonetheless. I did have my issues with it, like I said. It wasn't perfect, but I am so excited to see how the other stories will sort of set off and how we will see the story in the other characters' perspective, and specifically the one girl. I am so excited to sort of see what she's all about because I felt she was sort of a mystery in this novel. If you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about, and that's not really a spoiler because I'm not saying a name, but nonetheless I had so much fun reading this book. I don't really know what else to say. I kind of feel like I should have prepared a little bit more with this review, but honestly the things I did mention were very impactful for the way I rated this book. I'm definitely going to be continuing on with this series because I do want to see those other missing puzzle pieces to kind of get the full story and the full experience. But let me know down below what you thought of this book if you picked it up, and let me know what you thought of my review. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!